students. I hope you are fine and using this time at home wisely. In English, we are learning life in the castle. And as we might guess, when we talk about life in the castle, we use past tense. Today, you will learn a song, A Night for a Day, and at the same time, through the song, you will revise past simple of regular verbs. First, let us revise the vocabulary of previous lessons. Here are some key words which we used in last lesson. The first one is castle, and we already know that a castle is a large building with thick walls. Then we have the word knight, and as you see in the picture, the knight is a soldier in armor who protected the castle. We have the verb hunt, and we know that hunt is the act of chasing wild animals. Then we have here king and queen, which I'm very sure you know the meaning of these words. And there is a butler, and a butler means a servant. And there is another verb, bake, and we already know and see the picture of the word bake. For today, the key words which will appear in the song A Night for a Day are here in front of you. Listen and repeat after me. Travel, machine, fence, guard, fight, motorbike, now it's time to listen to the song. You can play the song as many times as you want or need to, and then you can sing along.
Life was so fine, you know, hundreds of years ago. I wish there was a way to be a knight for just one day. They lived in big castles, they danced with the queen. They traveled on horses and looked like machines. Life was so fine, you know, hundreds of years ago. I wish there was a way to be a knight for just one day. They fenced in the morning and played chess at night. They guarded the castle and learned how to fight.
I hope you liked the song. Now it's time to go through the text of the song and analyze it and find the verbs ending in ed. So here is the text. The first part, Life was so fine, hundreds of years ago. I wish there was a way to be a knight for just one day. So as we see in this part, the author is expressing his wish to be a knight for just one day. Then we will continue with the second part. They lived in big castles. They danced with the queen. They traveled on horses and looked like machines. As we see in this part, it is described life of knights, and because that life existed in the past, a long time ago, we have here the verbs ending in ed, like lived, danced, traveled, looked. Then the third part is they fenced in the morning. They played chess at night. They guarded the castle and learned how to fight. So in the third part, again the author is continuing to describe life of knights. The knights fenced, played, guarded, and learned. Because we mentioned these verbs in the song, we will try to explain or to remind you once more that the verbs in the past are divided into two groups, which are regular verbs and irregular verbs. They are called regular verbs because there is a rule how to form their past. For example, guard, guarded. So we add ed at the end of the verb. Learn, learned. Again, we add ed at the end. Look, looked. We add ed. Play, played. Fence, fenced. And now here you can notice that we added only d, because when the verb ends with e, we don't need to write ed, only d. And then you have a similar example, live, lived, dance, danced. And the last one is travel, traveled. And yes, you notice here something else. The last consonant is doubled because here is only one vowel between two consonants. And when this happens in a verb, when we want to add ed, we have to double the last consonant. In the other side, we have irregular verbs, but we won't talk about irregular verbs today. This will be our next lesson. Here are only two examples, like is and was, so irregular verbs change their forms, fight and fought, and we have to learn irregular verbs by heart. We will learn about this next lesson. Let's take an example, a sentence, a positive form of the sentence. Kings lived here a long time ago. Here the verb is lived. Of course, it is in past tense. If we want to turn this into a negative form, then we have to use didn't. Kings didn't live a long time ago. When we add didn't, the verb live is free from ed. We don't add ed at the end. Then, if we want to form a question, we place did at the beginning of the sentence and we formulate a question. Did kings live a long time ago? And we have to answer with yes, they did, or no, they didn't. Please remember, you can't answer in English with only yes or no. You have to use the verb as well. Yes, they did. No, they didn't. At the end of this lesson, in order for you to learn the lesson better, here are 3 advice from me to you. The first one is, please practice spelling of the keywords. The second one is, use these words in sentences. You can write them in your notebook. And the third one is, keep a diary. Yes, it will make you use and practice past tense. Because at the end of the day, when you sit down and write what you did during the day, what activities you did, what happened to you, then you are obligated to use past tense. And you will practice it. Thank you for your attention, students. Stay safe. Till next week.